Welcome to a new market update today, in which we are going to discuss the most obvious question, which is when should you buy altcoins in the markets right now? And then it doesn't come to some outliers that could be doing relatively well. We're going to discuss altcoins in general, meaning Ethereum and the rest on ETH, and also Cardano and more of them. We're going to look into the cycles today, but before that, do not forget to subscribe, like this YouTube update, and also do not forget to follow me on Twitter and Instagram. I'm getting close to 50k subscribers or followers on Instagram, not subscribers. And I'm going to do a giveaway when we reach that level. So when we are looking at the markets at this point, the primarily pair you have to watch is ETH against Bitcoin. ETH against Bitcoin is the pair that always shows when there is strength in the markets and when you have weakness in the markets when it comes to altcoins. And those movements happen in cycles. You could also watch Bitcoin dominance, but ETH against Bitcoin is obviously the one that you should be doing. In this case, I'm using ETH against Bitcoin based on Binance, as it's giving me most of the data that I need to actually provide the information that I'm doing today. Looking at the markets, we're going back in 2016 and all those years to see what's actually happening. I have to zoom in a little bit to give you the proper view. What do we see? Well, September 2015 until January 2016, we are seeing a drop for the period of 2 months, right? So we're seeing a corrective move, and the actual breakout takes place the moment that we're seeing January 2016. Since then, big run up. We are seeing gains of a multiple 100%, 1700% actually on ETH against Bitcoin in the first stage of 2016. Sideways notion, and then from September onwards until December, we are seeing a drop of 70% on ETH against Bitcoin. So that is the first quarter that we're going to see, that we are seeing corrective moves on 2016 and also on 2015 and 2016. When did the actual breakout take place? Well, the bottom was around Christmas in 2016, and then we've seen massive gains on ETH against Bitcoin once again as the impulse move started to happen, resulting in another 2300% move. Looking further down the line, we see that also in Q4, since September, and actually since this high in June, but since September, we are having a drop of about 70%, a little less, 67%, until we bottomed out, which took place in December 2017, resulting in a final run towards the peak high in the first quarter of 2018 of another 400%. Corrective move since, and also what you can see, the bottom took place in September, slight bounce, and Q4 was once again a corrective period for only 35%. And since we were in a bear market, the gains were less, but we can see that we've had a run of 68% in Q1 of 2019. Fast forward to 2019 here, another heavy corrective move during the summer, bounced back up from September, high was found early October, another corrective quarter resulting in a correction towards the lows, and the breakout took place, or the lows took place in January and December 2019 and January 2020. Since then, breakouts have been taking place massively, and we've reached a high in 2020 for 137% gains. Once again, September was a top, Q4 was bearish for altcoins and resulted into a corrective move of 45% on the Bitcoin pairs. And since then, we are seeing strength, in which we resulted. The bottom was in December once again, resulting in a run of 260%. Historically, this means that Q4 is a bearish quarter for Bitcoin pairs, or at least the majors. This means that we could be seeing some pain on the altcoins based on this information, or the information that we have right now, especially given that Bitcoin has been doing well in most of those periods. So in 2019, we've had the Libra run. In 2017, in this period, we had the big Bitcoin run, and alt started to run when Bitcoin was bottomed out from its corrective move. In 2020, we've also seen Bitcoin rally from 10 to 20k, and altcoins were suffering a little, after which, after breaking the all-time high, altcoins were starting to do well. It doesn't say that we're going to have such a massive corrective move, but it seems likely that we're going to test any of the levels of 0.45 or potentially the range low around 0.55 in order to get a bottom there around December and get breakouts at a later stage for the altcoins. So I still believe that you should be a little bit more cautious when it comes to altcoins, as Bitcoin can take over and have its own run. Looking at lower time frames for ETH against Bitcoin, we still know the critical levels that we're looking at. I preferably want to see a breaker above 0.068. If that one breaks, we might be seeing continuation, and then the next crucial one is 0.071. Either of the two, especially the upper one, but first we have to break through 0.068, but the upper one as well are crucial ones that we have to break. If we're going to see a move like this and we come back all the way, I'm assuming we're going to have a little bit more corrective moves, resulting in Bitcoin against USDT showing more strength. So what we then are going to see is that Bitcoin is maybe correcting a little, causing a slight move on the alts, but then it's grinding up during the Q4 towards a new all-time high. End of November, beginning December, corrective move to bottom out around 60k, and this trigger is going to be the trigger for ETH and for all those other altcoins to start breaking out, especially when it comes to ETH against USDT. Now erase everything. ETH against USDT, corrective move, run towards all-time high, correction, and this breakout will start a new impulse wave as we've got this pressure to the upside, and then we're going to see massive strength across the altcoins at this point. So as an answer to the question in a short update, when should you buy altcoins? I think December is going to be the massive one. In between, USDT values will do great, and they will be grinding with Bitcoin, but the massive gains will come at a later point. I hope you have enjoyed this update. I'll be back tomorrow with a fundamental one. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you again soon.